You were a 19-year-old college student. You knew the monsters and often visited the underground. You didn't mind how scary they looked. You had even started to have a crush on horror. You loved the smaller, murderous skeleton dearly. However, you didn't know about his murderous tendencies since he never really killed at all since he had met you. One day, horror had come to your school, but no one knew. The school had went into lockdown the instant he was seen. Since you were getting something from your locker, you couldn't get to any room in time. You're a little panicked because you don't know that it's just horror. After a few minutes, and you're hiding in the closest area to you, which is basically just a small broom closet. The door opens easily and there's no curtain. The door doesn't even lock. So you know that you're likely doomed. When you hear the doorknob start to jiggle, you absolutely freak out. So you grab a broom because it was the closest object to you, and you're ready to fight. Then when the door opens and you see that it's horror, you immediately drop the broom and hug him. And you say, "Horror, thank goodness, it's just you." And then he nervously says, "Yeah. Why are people hiding? You said this is the time people go to different classes." Then you chuckle and say, "Well, it's a lockdown. I'm guessing because you're here." He smiles slightly, clearly a little embarrassed. Then he nervously asks, "Then why aren't you in a classroom?" And then you calmly say, "Well, I was getting something from my locker. I think it was already in the classroom. I just couldn't really find it." He chuckles, then gently nuzzles into you. After a while, and people thought that the danger was gone, so you ended up hearing the all clear and seeing the green flashing lights, noticing that that symbolizes the end of a lockdown. Then you just go to your next hour, which happened to be math. When you go in with horror, the teacher's about to call the police. Then you say, "No, no, no, it's fine, he's with me." Then you calmly say, "Okay, everyone, this is horror. He is really sweet, so don't worry." And then you say to horror, "Horror, these are my classmates and my teacher. You know which of them are bad, but no, you can't do anything to them, okay?" Then he chuckles, nuzzles into you, and says, "Yeah, I get it." After a while, and you can tell everyone's horrified, but you're not sure why, because horror to you isn't scary at all. In fact, you found him cute. After a bit, it was about lunchtime, So you and your classmates were in the cafeteria, and Horror was with you. And one of the bullies says, "Hey, listener, what, you dating the skeleton or something?" Horror's face goes bright pink, and so does yours. Then you say, no, but I wouldn't be completely against the idea." Horror's face goes an even deeper shade of pink. And yours does too once you realize what you said. All of your classmates are completely confused. They didn't anticipate that you, of all people, would be in love with a monster. However, you ended up calming down oddly quick. And then Horror gently nuzzles into you again. This time he gently kisses your shoulder and mutters out, I love you too, listener." You chuckle and say, "Well, I'm glad that you do. I was scared you wouldn't." He looks at you in slight confusion, then asks, "Why? I, I, I've never felt safer with anyone. I trust you. You're always so sweet, and you always care. Why wouldn't I love you?" You blush deeply, then just hug him. And then you quietly say, "I just didn't know how you felt." After about a week, and you were in the underground, hanging out with Horror and Papyrus. And a couple of your classmates had fallen down, and, well, Toriel had told you that they were in the ruins, but she had escorted them out, more or less chased them out because they were scared of her. And when Papyrus and Horror see them, they have you hide because they don't know that they're just your classmates. And when you see that they are your classmates, you come out. But one of them was already trying to attack Papyrus. So you immediately slap their hand away and say, "Do not even try it. He didn't hurt you. In fact, he's a sweetheart. I don't think he'd actually hurt anyone unless he had to." That kind of surprises your classmates. Not really with Papyrus and Horror, since they're used to you being protective. And then Papyrus says, "Thank you, listener, but I can defend myself." Then you say, "Pap, you shouldn't have to. These idiots should know better than to attack you." And he chuckles and says, "Well, thank you. Now I'm going to head home." Then you chuckle and say, "Sounds like a plan. See you later, Pap." Then he heads out, and Horror just grabs you and hugs you tight. And the classmate who tried to hit Pap says in an irritated voice, "Listener, you shouldn't have stopped me. He's a monster." Then you say, "Yeah, well, he's my best friend. So I'm sorry if you don't like it, but I'm going to protect him." along with my boyfriend. That completely confuses all four of the classmates, because they had no clue what you meant. And then Horror gently kisses you and says, "Listener, baby, relax. There's no need to be so mean. They're just being stupid. You know that." And you chuckle and say, "Yeah, I know." After a while, and you and Horror are cuddling in his room, watching some sort of cooking show, since you knew he enjoyed cooking. You gently nuzzled into him and kissed him and said, "I love you, babe." He smiles, which is oddly creepy, but it's cute, as he says, "I love you too, baby. See you in the morning?" You smile and say, "Yeah, see you in the morning," when you both fall asleep while cuddling.